Week 7 sells, get these bums off your roster. 2.0. I think I used that line in week 5, but we skipped last week, so it still feels new. Am I right? That new car
I
smell.
go with that.
That new car smell on a used car lot. It's kind of one of those. I don't know what they put in those cars to make them smell that way, but
I'm on the same page with you.
All right, week 7. It's funny. Like, we keep thinking these weeks are going to get better, and they just keep getting worse for underperformances and injuries. But
it's been a tough year.
Sometimes the underperformances are permanent, and you get a chance to get rid of a guy for a slightly inflated price. And then I think you're going to tell us about 3 of those right now. So hit us with number 1.
I'm going to try to. I try and be very kind of careful with kind of whom I'm picking. You don't always want to necessarily run out the obvious players, but you're looking for the right opportunities during the season. And this really is how leagues are won and lost. Trades mid-season that could put you over the top, or a trade that you make that sinks your roster. So we're going to look at 2 running backs and a tight end today. The first player that I'm going to throw out there is Mr. Najee Harris. Now, Najee is coming off a tremendous week this past week, but it's really important as you're looking at player performance. You're also taking into consideration who they played. So the Las Vegas Raiders, of course, my beloved Las Vegas Raiders, have been horrible against running backs this season, and so this was a beautiful matchup for Najee Harris. What concerns me about Najee is, number one, Jaylen Warren has not been completely healthy yet this season. And once he is going to have a much larger role in this offense, and kind of predicted at the beginning of the season that we were going to see him somewhere along the way take over this role. I know that the coaching staff loves Jaylen Warren. They want to use him a lot out of the backfield. And so I think Najee Harris is going to be a depreciating commodity. On top of that, the Steelers have probably one of, if not the worst remaining schedule for the running back position. And that includes matchups during your playoffs and championship weeks. So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the schedule. I see Najee coming off probably his best matchup of the season and what's in store for him moving forward. And so I'm using that as an opportunity to sell high on him, or to try and move him for a player who maybe is going to be an appreciating asset rather than a depreciating one.
Right. And anybody who's watched any show that I've been on for the last 2 years knows I am not a Najee Harris fan. People keep defending him. He's horrible. I keep calling him Trent Richardson 2.0, which I think is hilarious. But you're right about Jaylen Warren. He's not been healthy yet. He's getting really, really close. And when he does, he's just a better running back. And the coaching staff knows it and loves him. And so, yeah, he's going to take a big chunk of that. But just to drive the point home about the schedule during the playoffs, Philly, Baltimore, Kansas City, hard pass. That's going to be a hard pass.
That's why he's on the list.
Exactly. You just made the list.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So our second sell of week 7 is.
So this is a tough one for me. Tyrone Tracy with the New York Giants. It's a tough one because Tyrone Tracy is a guy that I really scooped up quite a bit of in best ball. I saw him as a guy you could get late in best ball, who had some standalone value and also had, I thought, tremendous value if anything should happen to Singletary. And I wasn't really super impressed with Singletary to think that that Tracy would not get his opportunities during the season. I think my issue here is he looked great. and people know he looked great, especially catching the ball out of the backfield. But I have 2 concerns. One of them is Singletary's hurt, and Singletary is going to be healthy. And this GM here brought Singletary in to be the lead running back. It is going to be a committee backfield.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing that really kind of has me concerned, maybe even more so than that, is the Malik Neighbors has been out. This offense is going to really revolve around Malik Neighbors. He is going to be the one who really is the primary target. It's gonna run through Malik Neighbors once he is back healthy, and we expect that possibly to be this week. So I think a combination of the committee offense has not been fantastic, and then Malik Neighbors coming back for me kind of presents a nice sell high opportunity on Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, I totally agree and really don't have anything to add to that. You hit it right on the head, my guy. So, hit us with our third and final sell of the week.
Well, this one might be a little bit of a surprise for you. I know you're a big tight end guru, Kyle, and you love you some tight ends. And this is a guy who's been a little bit of a disappointment this year, would you say? That's Sam LaPorta of the Detroit
Yeah,
Lions.
I would say yes, a little bit of a
Yeah.
disappointment, and it hurts me.
Huh?
It hurts me
I know
because I
it does.
love Sam LaPorta. I've
I
got him
know
in
you
all my
do.
dynasties. I got him in my keeper league. Like that's my guy.
Yeah,
And then his best game of the season was against my Cowboys. Go figure. He hurt me, and now this hurts me. Come on.
yeah, I think my concern with LaPorta is he just is not getting he isn't involved enough in this offense. Um, his snap share has decreased. His target share has decreased. I think last year we saw him really capitalize on those touchdowns, and we were expecting a regression. I think this year on the touchdowns. Of course, that's something you can't ever predict. But we've seen the emergence of Jamison Williams. Of course, we've got Amon-Ra, and for whatever reason, Sam LaPorta is not the tight end one, which many people predicted him to be, but he still has that high elite tight end value. And so this is a guy for me that, with the tight end position being what it is, I'm looking to see if I can flip him and move on. Of course, you want to get Sam LaPorta value, but I think for me, I've seen enough on the season and see where the numbers have projected to kind of move on without him.
And it breaks my heart. Like I said, I love this guy. I still love him in Dynasty. I don't know what the deal is, this year with the offense. I think it does have to do with Jamison Williams. They're also keeping the ball on the ground a lot because Monty and Gibbs are both playing so well. Those guys are involved a lot more, and so yeah, it's a rough year for tight ends, but it definitely hurts that LaPorta is suffering from that as well.
Yeah, well, a lot of it has to do with the personnel they line up, whether it's 11 or 12 personnel. And when they run out that 12 personnel with the extra tight ends, that's been cutting in. And so for him, that's where we're seeing the reduction in his playtime, in his routes. But it's been a combination of several things. For me, though, it's definitely, it may be one of the last opportunities I think you have to kind of, maybe, I don't know about sell high, but still get LaPorta value if you can move him.
Yep. Absolutely. As much as it hurts, you're absolutely right. As always, Professor, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Now, everybody go out and sell these bums, and good luck in week 7. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Kyle.